Hello and welcome back to another video. So in this video today we're going to be talking a lot about playback and using the computer to get audio into the mixing desk. So in this video we're going to be using a program called Ableton Live for playback. Playback is basically something that artists use to add things into their songs in like a live performance that might be on the record but they can't actually like recreate. So it might be that they don't have a guitarist on tour with them that can play the rhythm guitar part, so they'll add a rhythm guitar into this session. But I'll talk about more of that later. First off, we need to get on and we need to set up our PA and set up the mixing desk, make sure everything's working, then we can get on to setting the playback. Let's go. We've got our screen here. This is the playback session that we're looking at. So, I'll take you through a little bit of a breakdown of each bit and then we can actually get into setting it up. So first off at the top here, you've got just the song name. So if you've got more than one, you can see I've got all these markers over at the side. If you've got more than one, then you know what song it is. You've then got your tempo. This is basically, it's just a small audio clip of that has been put to the tempo of 65, and it basically tells Ableton what tempo the song should be at. So if you've got lots of songs that are at different tempos, Ableton can automatically, like that, change the tempo. I've then got all of my markers of just like where choruses, verses, intro is. I've got a click track. This click track here, I've put in myself rather than using the Ableton one, just because using this one, I can decide then what I want my click sound to be, and it's a little bit easier for me to do. Then we come down to the slate here. So the slate is basically a drum, it's a drum rack type thing. That I've just added bits and bobs in. So we've got stuff like one, two. We've got 1, 2s, we've got verse, chorus, bridge. So you know when it's been done, where you're gonna go. So you've got the intro here, clips.
Intro, 2, 3, 4.
Then it goes in, okay? So that's the slate. Then you come down here, you've got the live stems. These live stems are all of the stuff that's coming out of the monitors and front of house. So here we've got some drums, bass, rhythm guitar, keyboard, synth, and some strings. Okay? All of this, these are stems, so we get the bounce down audio and we put it into here. Now this is my song, so there's not going to be any copyright. I've made this song up just for this, so there shouldn't be any copyright on this video. So that's that. And then we get given all of the stems, and then we can just get told what we actually want in. So then down at the bottom here, we've got our dead stems. So this is stuff like lead guitar, the actual bass, and the drum kit, stuff like that that is on stage and is going to be played. You might also add different things into this, like each Ableton session is going to be very, very different to like other people's and stuff like that, purely because it's down to what the artist wants, stuff like that. Then down here, we've got 2 outputs here. We've got something called the main, which we're not going to use today, because we can have more control by using separate buses here. So it's a little bit like on the mixing desk. So here we've got monitors. I've got this set as this is going to be output 1. Front of house, this is going to be set as output 2. Now, the way I'm doing it today is good for like if you're just small, nothing's really panned, you don't really have anything much going on, and if and also you wouldn't use monitors with a playback. You could use it if it didn't have a click and the slate and stuff, but most people that use playback now have a click in and they wear in-ears, which are little headphones that go into your ears and connect to a little wireless pack on the back here. So that's our Ableton set here. You can like customize it. It depends down to what you want really. So let's get on with setting it up. So first off, we're going to need an audio interface here. So it's got 2 outputs on. It's got a left and a right. It's also got the USB. So we're going to plug in our USB here. And then we're just going to plug it in to our computer here. And what you want to make sure you do, allow any pop-ups that come on the screen, and you want to go to settings, then you want to go to audio, you want to change it doesn't matter about your input, select no device because we don't have anything coming in, and output will be your interface. This one's a Scarlett 2i2 for today. But it would be better if we had 4 outputs or 6 outputs, depending on what the band wants. Okay? Then we're going to grab a DI box here. So I've talked a lot about DI boxes before. This one is a stereo one, so it's got a left and a right, and it's got a left and a right here. So what we're going to do, we've got 2 jack cables here. Our jack cables are going to go into the back of our audio interface. We're going to go right, and then right into one. Now you must remember which one's which. Okay? Then we're going to be here, take our other cable, plug that into the left one, and then left into the other output of our DI. Okay? And you could use it with, so here we've got a normal DI box. So this DI you could just do, you could have 2 of these and you could go left and a right one, or you can use a stereo one. Then we're going to grab our cables. So we'll get the tape off the cables and we'll plug one into our right output and one into our left output. So down here, this one is our right, and I know that our right output, I'm going to set that, so right is 1 for me, so my right output needs to go to channel 2, and my left output will need to go to channel 1, because that's how I've got it set up. Channel 1 is everything going to front of house, channel 2 is everything going to the monitors or in-ears. Go, and then put that over into our snake over here. So that is all set up. So we've got outputs coming out, we've got a left and a right, so we'll hear in a minute when we set everything up that everything's going to go to different places. Okay, so we're going to head over to the mixing desk. But I am going to keep moving back and forward a little bit. because I'm just going to keep hitting play. But I will add a loop on, so it will just keep playing over and over again. So if we add a loop, this loop can go all the way to the end and enable looping. When you hit play, we're going to have stuff starting to come out. Another big thing is when you're using this, make sure your monitor's turned all the way up, okay? Turn that all the way up no matter what. Right, so let's head over to the mixing desk and we'll see what we can do. Right, so we've got everything set up over there now. Let's get it all set up over here. So first off, let's go to channel 17 here. So this one's going to be our monitor. Okay, so we press select, solo, turn it up. There we go, make sure our master fader's up, 0, then bring it through. So that one's going to be our monitor. So select, send on fader, then we're going to put a little bit of that through our monitor here. So then if we press off, there we go. So that is just coming through our monitor. Then if we go to here, go to
intro, 2, 3, 4.
Take that out. Go to our other one, which is going to be for the front of house. So then we're going to turn that up till we've got some good signal coming through. Come about here, and we can bring that through front of house. Okay, so when we're doing playback, usually we'd have 2 for front of house. That would just go to front of house. You'd have your monitor one, which would just go to your monitor mixing desk if you have one. If not, it might be somewhere else on the board where you can turn up and it'd just come through your monitors, right? So we want to now, for playback, there's not much mixing to do. The only thing you might want to do is just do a tiny bit of EQ, something like that. So this is on our speaker on our monitor over there. Turn our EQ on. We'll do a little bit of a low cut.
Chorus, 2, 3, 4.
Just a little bit of a low cut like that. And then we could do maybe take a little bit out of the click so it's just not as harsh. Kind of. Like that, just something, just simple, because for playback you don't really need anything. All you need to do is just keep the fader up to wherever it needs to be. So I can just keep my fader up like this, and the playback engineer will make sure that it's all off and finished on time. So I won't ever have to touch playback. I can just focus here on doing me mixing my drums, my bass, my guitars, my vocals, keys if there isn't any. So here, let's do a little bit of an EQ, bring it a little bit through. Again, bring it in, low cut, take a little bit of the lows off. And that's all I'm really going to do. Okay, there's not much to playback, bar sending it all through different monitors, stuff like that.